kindness weekend.
Well,
It's-
Mulberry weekend,
Kristen.
and then we have
You
different
should
events.
put your tax papers
So
to
I can still call.
tax info.
No, because I didn't go the other night, but she'll probably,
It was focused on being kind.
I mean, I
That's fine.
Mulberry,
She'll
yeah, being
Yeah, okay.
tagline.
Just check and make sure.
All right, I do have 4 o'clock, so I can call the town council meeting of January 12th, 2026 to order. And the first order of business would be the invocation and pledge.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we have finally entered this new year. And Lord, as we progress through the year, we just ask for good health and peace and prosperity for everyone. And Father, as always, we just pray for this winter season that we can all continue to stay warm. And that hopefully we can have some snow before the season is over. And Lord, we just pray and ask for a productive meeting this evening. All these things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Terry, you can lead us in pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Speaking of snow, we had snow here this time last year, if you recall.
We did.
That was fun, that was fun.
Yeah, this will do.
Okay, and everyone should receive a copy of December 8th minutes of the meeting. Any comments, questions?
I move to approve the December 8th, 2025 minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Any comments, questions, corrections? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Okay. And we'll move to treasurer's report. Sharon?
Good afternoon. The first item in your treasurer's report is our 2027 budget calendar. Came up quick, but the budget packages have been distributed to the staff, and we anticipate getting them back the end of January. So Michelle and I will be working hard in February, pulling all the numbers together in order to present to the mayor first and then to the council. Anybody have any questions on the calendar, or if you have a conflict, just let me know and we can rework it. Next, I just want to introduce Chris Lehman. He is with SB & Company, and he's our auditor. And he's going to give you a brief presentation of our audit results for 2025.
Well, thanks, Sharon. Should I sit,
Yep,
stand,
sit.
or? I don't know.
Sit is fine.
That was good for you.
All right, I'll sit down. It looks like it's all ready for me, so I'll sit down. But nice meeting you all. I'm, as Sharon said, I'm Chris Lehman. I was the engagement partner over our audit services for this year. So our firm, SB & Company, is your independent accounting firm. So we audited I've audited the June 30, 2025 financial statements for the town. I'll just go through a brief presentation that I have that highlights the audit results. And if you have questions, feel free to jump in. This shouldn't take, oops, already ahead there. Pardon me if I have to look back just to make sure we're on the right track on the screen. So as I mentioned, we've completed the audit for the June 30, 2025 financial statements for the town. So that's our primary scope of services. We will also complete what's called a uniform guiding single audit, and that's to the extent that the town has expended more than $750,000 of federal expenditures. So that's the threshold for a single audit. That has not yet been completed, but that audit would be due by March 31st of 2026. So we're still in the window for single audit. The state of Maryland, upon completion of the audit, does require a Uniform Financial Report, or UFR for short. That's required to be submitted. And then upon completion of this federal single audit, a data collection form will be submitted to the Office of Management and Budget to show that the town has met its requirements for the single audit. And this is just a high-level summary Of the results of the audit, we've issued a clean or unmodified opinion on the financial statements, and that would be the best opinion we could give under professional standards. And that reads that, or says that the financial statements are reasonably free of material misstatement. We did not discover any fraud during our audit. Our audit's not a forensic audit, but we are required to have a healthy skepticism that fraud can happen at any time. So nothing came to our attention that was a fraud. We had no material weaknesses that we edited through the audit. I have a slide that'll kind of walk through what those significant processes were, and we're relying on internal controls, approvals, the proper posting of transactions, the ledger, following, looking at the town's policies and procedures and considering those through our testing. And if we had become aware of a material error that was not caught by management, that's typically what would lead to having a material weakness, and we had nothing of that nature, where something of material was missed within the financial statements or the accounting system. We also received the full cooperation of management, so any records that we requested, we obtained adequate support. Questions that we had, we obtained timely, adequate answers for all questions. We had no audit, as I alluded to, no audit entries that were posted, so it's not like it takes the audit to clean up the numbers in the presentable fashion. It's more or less auditing what has come out of the general ledger and the trial balance, and those were accurate figures. So we had no adjustments that we posted to the figures that are in the audit report. Now this is just a picture of just the audit approach that we're required to follow, and I won't go through the gory details of an audit unless there's any questions on that, but really the audit's really designed to be a funnel. We're funneling out risk of error or risk of misstatement within the financial statements. We spend a significant time understanding that in that second phase, the design and the operation of controls, where I alluded to looking at approvals for transactions, making sure they follow policy, and those get reported properly within the financial statements. And then once management closes the books and we get final numbers, we perform analysis on those figures, substantive testing. So an example of that would be auditing bank reconciliations for accuracy, making sure the cash that's reported on a reconciliation exists. And then any outstanding checks, outstanding activity is also supported and properly reconciles to the financial statements. So that would just be one example of a substantive procedure. As part of our assessment of the controls, alluding to that second phase of the funnel, one is we make an assessment of the overall control environment, and there's 5 interrelated components listed here that really need to be present for there to be an effective environment. And we concluded that there was an effective environment for the period under audit. And then if you look at the key processes listed here, this is where we've assessed both the design and the operation of the control. So looking at treasury and bank reconciliations, there are certain estimates within the financial statements. For example, the useful lives of a fixed asset and how many years that's depreciated over is an example of an estimate. The financial close and reporting cycle, the cash disbursement, and the expenditure cycle. We evaluated the payroll process, revenue and cash receipt reporting, fixed asset accounting, and then with the single audit, there'll be a grant compliance aspect to that as well. And although we haven't fully concluded on grant compliance, the other areas that we concluded that there was an effective, the design and the operation of the control was effective for the period under audit. Any questions so far?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right.
You continue.
All right. I don't have much more from here, but
Okay.
but I do have just very high level numbers here. And, I know it's probably a little small on the screen, but this is taken right from the financial statements. So one of the first sections of the financial statements is called a management discussion and analysis. And that takes the current year figures or the fiscal year 2025 figures in comparison to 2024. So that section of the report does require some year-over-year analysis and discussion. So you'll just see there are really three types of columns here, although separated into 2 different fiscal years, but the governmental activities, that would include the general fund, that includes capital projects, but it also includes capital assets and long-term liabilities. So if you're used to seeing, you know, a general fund, this is going to be a more all-in picture of additional activities here. And then the business type activities include the proprietary fund activity from that perspective. So just kind of all in, if you look to the second to last column, that would be the total town's assets for the year are at 88.4 million at the end of fiscal year 2025. And total liabilities were at 22.1 million. So that leaves a residual net position of $66.3 million of net position for the town at the end of the fiscal year.
And you see that as being where it should be?
Well, I always say the numbers are in the, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it depends on what you're looking at. You know, if you look at your general fund and the unassigned fund balance, like just for example, there's guidance that would suggest that fund balance should at least be 25% of annual expenditures, you know, your available fund balance to use for future periods. You know, you guys are in that, you're in that window. I forgot the percentage. Might be
We're
70.
We're good with you, you're good with us at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's an adequate fund balance. Now, if you guys said you needed, I don't know, $15 million for this project, is there that there? No, but to cover expenses and to say that that's could continue to meet your, you know, your continual operating expenses, absent, you know, a large shift in a revenue stream disappearing, which I don't see that as a high risk. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What's a little tricky is like government financial statements are on 2 bases of accounting. The general fund's on a modified accrual basis of accounting. And then these numbers here are entity-wide, so it's full and full accounting. So it takes like the general fund numbers and then adds in capital assets and adds in long-term liabilities. So if you were to report similarly to like how a business would report their financial statements, it would look like this. But how you budget is more on cash basis budgeting, not so much like, oh, what's our depreciation expense? You know, that's fairly irrelevant when you're budgeting. So there's different pieces of data you can get from this depending on what you're looking at. But this is entity-wide, so I just picked on the general fund, but I don't have that figure here. There's a healthy unassigned fund balance in the general fund. Any other questions on this page? So the way that the management discussion and analysis is written is on the entity-wide basis, so it's just looking at the all-in picture of the financial statements for the town. So this page here is just the same comparison of governmental activities and business type activities, and it shows revenues year over year as well as expenses. So all in, the total primary government had revenue of $7.8 million against expenditures of $10.1 million, and that was a loss of $2.2 million. Keep in mind there's also depreciation in these numbers.
Okay.
So that a large reason for that deficit is depreciation. In fact, if you take out depreciation, that might completely eliminate that loss. So that's a large part of why there's a loss, because there's depreciation.
So technically, money over money, there's no loss.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a paper loss.
It's a paper loss because the expenditure already for the capital asset already happened in a prior period, and now it's sitting on the balance sheet as an asset and being amortized or depreciated through paper, if you will. So, and why you see in the 2024 column, you'll see that there's a positive change of 1.1 million. There are some capital grants that came in the prior period. So the capital grants, you get the revenue benefit in the year you get the grant, but the depreciation expense will happen in future years, which almost seems contradictory to matching principle, but it's an odd caveat of capital activity that you get the revenue the year you spend it, and you get the bottom line benefit, but then in future years you pay for it, if you will, through the depreciation. So that's why you see in 2024 a gain because of larger capital activity that happened on the revenue side, where that wasn't at such a high level in 25. So it's not indicative of like a problem, it's more related to capital activity from that perspective. So all in for 2025, that's a negative change in net position of roughly 2.2 million. And that's what leads to a end of year net position of $66.3 million. I don't know if you have anything you would want to add or on that, or just think I said everything okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, other than
So
that,
nothing our citizens or business owners should be concerned about?
I mean, nothing that I have on my agenda that I've been going.
Okay. It's kind of standard is what you're saying. Okay.
Now, this is a little wordy on the back end. I alluded to some of this as I started, but, you know, had we found fraud, and as I mentioned, we became aware of no instances of fraud, that we were required to bring that to your attention. If we had audit adjustments, if we had material weaknesses, which we had nothing of those nature, nothing of that nature. If we had difficulty getting through the audit or disagreements with management, there's really nothing, no red flags or nothing of a negative nature I would need to bring to your attention through the audit process. And then lastly, I just have my contact information here. If there are questions outside of, you know, the one time you probably get to see me a year, but yeah, Sharon and I stay in contact as there are questions, so that way it doesn't, you know, you all don't have to feel like you have to wait till audit time to ask a question. Or if there's a new transaction you want to talk about the impacts of it or anything, we can deal with those as they're fresh in your mind, and you don't have to wait for us.
No, you don't have any concerns from the audit?
No, I don't.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your meeting.
You too.
Have a safe trip.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just in, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so the next item under treasurer's report are the financial statements that we're looking at through December. Nothing really, pretty quiet month. Nothing really to speak to on that. And then lastly is we have a budget amendment request. The highway user, we received an updated figure from highway user from the state of Maryland. It decreased by like $11,000. So I wanted to decrease the budget so we didn't go ahead and spend that money. And then again, if we get another revised number for a highway user, I'll come back and present it to you again. So, but this is just making sure that that money does not get spent from the original budget. And so that's budget adjustment 2026103. And the offset from highway user revenues decreasing our road maintenance, which we typically don't spend anyway until after the snow season to see what our balance is on highway user. But since it was a substantial amount, I thought it'd be best just to go ahead and decrease it now. Any questions on that?
How much did we have total?
So we originally had $399,084 budgeted, and our new estimate came in at $391,487.
Got it. Thanks.
Any other comments, questions on the budget amendment?
All right, I move to approve budget amendment BA 2026-193 to decrease highway user revenue by $11,097.
I'll second.
BJ or BA?
It's actually, she uses VA,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the typo on the agenda.
Okay.
Just over there. Read it again.
No. VA 2026.
Okay, motion and second. Further discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Sharon, that's it?
That's all I have,
Okay,
unless you have any additional questions for me
anybody have any
on the audit or anything.
Any additional questions for Sharon?
Do the calculation for the percentage of non-restricted.
No, but I can go back and do it real quick.
We'll get you the actual number, I
Yeah.
think that's an important figure that you guys want to see what we end up with surplus for, percentage-wise, so.
Yeah,
we'll get
and I
that.
have that right at my desk. I can just go pull it.
You're done.
Yes. Thank you.
Please, thank you, Sharon.
Okay, planning department, Mike Bailey.
So, good afternoon, everyone. The planning and zoning recommended a project which you'll be hearing shortly, which is Meadows and Town Road Section 2, Phase 4, which is the 12 single-family dwelling units. We'll be presenting that to you. As far as the upcoming planning and zoning meeting for January 20th, I do not have any items at this point. I did expect 3, but they haven't cleared the hump yet. So that's kind of where we are.
Okay. Comments, questions for Mike?
And there, the Tractor Supply, what's the,
They're
They're just
in
waiting.
their final design mode, and I actually haven't heard anything from them, and neither has the owner actually. So he's wanting to get that done because it's holding up something that he would like to do. So
thank you.
Anything else? Mike? Okay, thank you.
welcome.
And moving on to our police report, everyone should receive a copy of that. I see 68 vehicle stops, I see them out on Route 5 quite a bit, so thank you. And 164 crime prevention, so that's great to hear. Deputy First Class Richard Wilhelmi, have anything to add for us?
We've been increasing presence in the neighborhoods, like I said earlier, due to recent potential break-ins to motor vehicles, and then in Town Road 2, where they're doing all the building. Someone was messing with the locks in there, and we've been increasing patrols through there as well.
So just remind everyone to keep their vehicles locked.
Yep.
Yeah,
And don't keep anything of value inside of your car where they can see it.
right. That happens every few years. So.
I feel like it does.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anything else for, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Certainly appreciate it. Okay. Michelle, Town Administrator's report.
Okay. First item on the agenda is Noli's Restaurant, a letter of support for a Class B1 liquor license. Noli's has recently been purchased by Richard Myers and Brenda Michelle Myers. The incoming licensees are requesting a new Class B1 license instead of transferring the old license. And they are looking for a liquor license letter of support. It will still be the same restaurant license that Noli's had, same area. They do have outdoor seating, and they're expanding a few tables inside as well, working with the health department right now.
Okay. Comments, questions?
I move to approve a letter of support for the Class B1 liquor license at Noli's Restaurant located at 26005 Point Lookout Road, Noli's 01 LLC.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second, further discussion. Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Okay, the next item is Meadows at Town Run 2, Phase 4, final site plan approval. As Mike said earlier, the planning commission did hear this case last month, and they did send a favorable recommendation. The draft minutes were in your packets, as well as the staff report. As you might remember, let me just get the drawing up here for a second. The project was started in the back. As phase 1, they put the entire road in and then started building the townhomes in the back, as well as we put the water tower and are drilling the well. And then phase 2 phase 1 was the road, phase 2 was back here, these townhomes. Phase 3, they have approvals for the clubhouse and one of the apartment buildings. And these, what we're asking for today is phase 4, is just these 12 single-family homes that go out to Hollywood Road.
Just the ones on that one side?
Yes, just the 12 homes.
So they'll be on the left coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
Really nothing new here, this is just.
Rodney Gertzen's here, the owner. If you have any questions for him, I think the project's going along very well. We have it moving pretty well. We haven't had any problems at all. But if you have any questions?
No, I go out there a few times a week and see quite a few sold signs out there.
Yeah.
People have actually moved in, so.
Yep, that's exciting to finally get them coming off the ground when you work on something this many years from both your guys' standpoint from the town and from our standpoint. So, yeah, and we build the towns. We don't pre-sell. We actually build them and then we actually, so we've got an inventory up for even like spring sales right now that we've kind of geared up for that. And yeah, the singles, we're getting requests for the singles. And that's why, this was the natural progression of the project anyway, but to get that done, the rec center should start somewhere between March 1st and April 1st. So we're really excited about getting that going. That obviously is going to be exciting for the project. And it'll be the same look, the 12 houses here will be the same look as Leonard's Grant, Main Drag, and Meadowstown Run as far as the, those house styles that we'll be bringing in. And we call it our Village Series, houses. And yeah, so we're excited about kind of bringing life to it because we went to the back to get the water tower. Mainly we kind of pushed it back, and then we kind of thought it'd be nice for public safety for the residents that they would be beyond the construction as we work our way back out. And that's nice, but it does leave the front looking empty, although there's a kind of a thriving neighborhood going on in the back. So this will kind of help start piecing it all together.
And in your packet, there are the architecturals, because you will be getting architectural today as well. And record plat.
Are there only 12 single families in this section?
Yeah.
I think you said, Rodney, these are all village series, right?
Yep.
Like what's in Meadows 1?
Yep.
On the right side or yeah.
Yeah, with anything that kind of has, we call anything that has an alley, so it's a rear load alley. So the main drag got built, so these will be facing that main drag, but what we'll be building upon getting this approval is the alley that goes behind them, and then it'll be kind of what you have in those projects where it's a rear load, house. That's kind of what we call the Village Series, is that we're kind of rear loading it, and then the front presentation on the street is different. Even when we do townhouses on the other side of the street, they're going to be the same. They're going to be rear loaded. So there's no driveways on that main drag, and there'll be an alley behind them. And so that'll be a different looking product than what we currently have out there. It looks more like a 2-story product instead of a 3-story townhouse with a garage underneath. It'll look more 2-story, but the garage will actually be on the 3rd level, but as almost like a walkout basement on the backside is how that'll work out. So it'll actually be very, very attractive. It'll be a very nice look coming into the main drag there. So excited. That'll be the next. That's phase 5. Would be the remaining portions of the townhouse there. So.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Sign looks nice. I saw that was nice.
Thank you. Yeah, my granite guy took forever to get the granite there. It was driving me crazy. But finally, I gave him a couple phone calls. He finally got it done because it was looking very high on the ground to me when we first put it in, and my guys assured me they had the elevations right. I said the thing looks awful high, but then we were waiting for that to get done and all the grading and the fence, and it did turn out very nice. So I was a little worried about it being. They always say, well, the bushes cover the name, and we want to make sure that didn't happen. I said, all right, but it looks pretty tall. But then we got it straight. It looks good out there now.
It does.
Thanks.
All right, I move to approve and enter the Town Run 2 Phase 4 for final site plan approval for 12 single-family dwelling units and residue parcel B, including architectural drawings and record plan.
I'll second.
Okay, motion is second. Further discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
The next item is the update on our public art master plan, and Janine's going to take over from here, I think.
Yes. So we have our consultants on Zoom, so they can talk to you about where we are currently at. We posted a draft for public review that's on the town's website, and there was a notification sent out on Hello Leonardtown. So I will actually turn this over to Todd and Joe, our consultants. And then let me see how I can do this so you guys can see PowerPoint as well. So now they should be able to see PowerPoint.
Yes, I
Okay.
can confirm and say it.
This is new technology here, so I'm gonna, this, I'm going to start. Oops. Start. There she go. All right, can everybody see everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Got my phone facing you guys, so that's where Todd and Joe are seeing you. Otherwise, go ahead, Todd, you can take it away.
Okay, so you'll advance the slides?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It is great to be with you again. The camera's set up so that you're very distant, so I can't quite see you that well, but we're with you in spirit. And next month, we'll be back, and I will come and see you all in person and make another presentation. So today, though, this is just a very, very brief update on the status of our progress, letting you know what to expect for when we come back next month. First thing I'll note, it's January 2026. We did turn the page, as you indicated at the beginning of your meeting, so we'll get that straightened out. Next slide. All right, I don't see it moving forward, Janine.
So I currently have it on the who we are.
Okay, I don't see that, so I'm just gonna leave.
Oh, assign slide control privileges. I'm assigning that to you.
I don't know how that works. Can you just do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, that'd be easier. Just as a reminder, I'm here with Joe Davis, my colleague. I'm based in Philadelphia. Joe's based in Lancaster. I am a public art consultant. I've worked extensively in Maryland and around the country, helping communities like Leonardtown develop public art plans. And Joe is an artist, designer, and a recovering public art administrator who is helping with this project and has been really digging in, getting to know the artistic community in Leonardtown. So let's move to what will this plan accomplish. As a reminder, these are the things the town has asked us to do in this process. To help, essentially to help create a case for public art in Leonardtown, to chart out potential new projects, especially identifying priority projects and priority locations, to help the town staff and the town council manage the interest in public art, and also to provide advice about how the town could guide the public sector in creating public art that is appropriate to the community. We also have added in the goal of making sure that the plan And the work that's done in Leonardtown engages the artists and in the region and people in the community. So that's what this plan aims to do. Next slide. Next slide outlines the process we've been on. And we are now in the home stretch in plan development. We've been spending the fall doing research and public engagement, which I'll talk about in a second. Starting around after Thanksgiving, we began writing the plan and have developed a draft that has been posted today. We provided one draft, which was revised by internal stakeholders. We made a presentation to the Arts and Entertainment District's Art Committee, as well as invited guests several weeks ago. All of the feedback we received from those folks is incorporated into this draft of the plan, which is now posted so that the public can review it. And I'll also say a word about what the plan will be like towards the end of this presentation. Next slide. So the engagement involved a survey. We got about 100 responses, which is a great response for a community the size of Leonardtown. As you recall, Joe and I came to Leonardtown in September for several days. In addition to meeting with you, council, we had 3 open house type meetings for civic, community, arts leaders, business leaders. We also had a public open house and a pop-up table at the September Art Walk, where we really just had a lot of casual conversations with people and also collected information from them about the kinds of things they would like to see in Leonardtown. We've also conducted one-on-one interviews with arts and business leader, and Joe spent a lot of time just talking with artists, going around to the galleries and art shops in town, getting to know who's here, what they do, what they're interested in, and get a feel for what the creative life of Leonardtown is like. And as I said, a week or two ago, we had an internal focus group with key stakeholders to review the first draft of the plan. So it's been a nice conversation that we've been having. Next slide. So the plan that is posted now, which you can look at, has a couple of key components in it. It outlines the big picture vision. It explains why public art is important to Leonardtown. It sets some goals for the town to strive for. It proposes that Leonardtown adopt a brief policy about how it will approach public art. It outlines themes for projects, and these are really meant to inspire and guide artists in their work when they work in Leonardtown. And these are based on our learnings, and they're all kind of described in the kind of language Leonardtown uses already: a most convenient place, a most exceptional place. We've built themes around that kind of language and idea. The plan outlines 2 types of projects for the town to focus on: projects that are related to things that the town builds or that are built for the public in Leonardtown, and then what are called placemaking projects, which are more perhaps smaller scale and initiated outside of the process of building new projects in town. The plan outlines ideas for funding, governance, administration of public art, and how public art projects would be planned and administered. So there's a bit of a how-to guide in there, and kind of a process guide so everybody knows how projects will come along and how they'll be developed. There is a discussion of how to include artists in projects in Leonardtown, artists from the region, I should say. It also proposes a process for accepting proposals from the community for projects, and provides some guidelines for how the town can work with private property owners, businesses, and developers in including art in the on their properties or in the projects that they do. Sounds like a lot, but it's I believe it's pretty well scaled to the to Leonardtown's resources and needs. It's mostly a way to make sure the creative energy that we sensed in town among the citizens, the businesses, and the artists all has an opportunity to participate in what happens in public art. The plan itself, what you'll see if you go look on where Janina's posted it, is a pretty simple document. It's about a 30-page document, mostly TypeScript, but we're very excited because what we'll be developing in the coming weeks as communities reviewing the plan, we're going to present a different version of the plan, which is designed as a map of town and showing where public art interventions could occur, and 4 guidebooks, like 4-page pamphlets almost, that really break this all down into accessible language, easy visualizations that will make it easy for the town leadership to communicate to the public, to property owners, why public art, what it is, and how people can get engaged. So what you'll see right now is what we sort of call the technical guide or the operating manual. It's stuffed with all of the processes and information, but there will be other components that are much more beautifully designed and user-friendly than what we have right now. We're really excited that Michelle, Janine, the leadership of the town were open to that because we think it's a really fun way to create a plan like this. Finally, what you can expect is the draft has already been posted on the town's webpage, and notification has been sent around to folks that they can look at it. There'll be a couple of weeks where public comment will be accepted. Then we will review that. We'll review that along with the town staff, make appropriate revisions to the plan, and provide you with a final draft for your consideration next month. And I will come to your meeting in February in person and be able to spend time with you, walk you through the plan, answer questions, and hopefully win your support for the work we've been doing. Thank you for helping us get to this point. As I said when I came in September, it's a great privilege and it's been a lot of fun to be working with you in Leonardtown, and we look forward to the next month of bringing this to a plan for you, a fully completed plan for you. So Janine, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, at this point, just saying if anyone has any questions or comments. Did I?
Here they have their
Okay.
plans.
I actually forgot to move that.
That's what you have there.
Yes.
That's the draft plan.
Oh, yeah, let's take it there.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is it done? I'll just copy. Okay.
Not the PowerPoint. no, no.
Yeah.
Did you get one?
It wasn't in my office.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I saw they posted it to the app. I think I saw that come through too.
But yeah, if anyone has any questions or comments at this point, we do have the consultants on, or if they're okay for now, we'll turn it back over and then they'll be here on February 9th.
No, thank you all very much, and certainly look forward to moving it forward. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
take care.
Next item is to appoint the election judge for the May 2026 election. As you know, Ernie Bell's been our judge for many, many years, and the last couple of years, Kathleen Warner has trained with him and is ready to take the realm, take the helm, I guess. And so we've just, the first thing that we need to do is send a letter to the election judge officially once you guys make a decision. And then attached to, in your packet, is the calendar for all the things that happen with the election. And certainly Ernie will be invited to attend if he feels like it.
Sure.
Participate if he wants to.
Sad. Yeah.
All right, I move to appoint Kathleen M. Warner as election judge for the May 5th, 2026 town election.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second, further discussion. I will just say that, she's been helping in the last few elections, so she is aware of what we've been doing, so I think it's a good selection. So. Any other comments, questions?
I'm going to abstain from the vote.
Okay, I was going to say, okay, any other comments, questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And one abstention. So, okay, thank you.
Okay, and the final thing on my report is the Main Street report. Unfortunately, Jennifer had a death in the family and isn't able to be here today, so she did have a report in your packet. We had some extra facade grant money from 2025, and so we were able to fund 3 additional projects. Rucci's and Hyatt Commercial, which is Nick Stowaway and Alex Bell in Ernie Bell's old office building, and then Bell and Bridal. So that was nice to be able to do that. We did hear that we received the FY26 grant, which is going to be for $50,000. So we will have it opening again in the spring. We are trying to wrap up. We still have a couple outstanding from FY24 and several outstanding from 25. So we're trying to get the bulk of those done. It just gets very confusing if you don't, when you do have deadlines and quarterly reports and everything. Recently opened was Rucci's Italian Kitchen and Grill, and opening early 2026 will be Smash House, Bay Country Contractors, and Hyatt Commercial, which is Nick Stowaway's office and Ernie Bell's office, old office. She's been attending the Public Art Master Plan, stakeholder meetings, and staff meetings. The Project Restore grants have all wrapped up, and they have done the completion reports. There's one more final report. We were the first one, I think, to have Botanic was the first report, so the state's still trying to figure some of the processes out. But we also wrapped up Boone's Bagels and Smash House last month, and we'll have an overall report that Kathy still has to do. And just some different things, events that Everyday Saint Brewhouse's ribbon cutting ceremony, and Rucci's as well, and detailed things that she's been working on, but she'll be back hopefully in the next few days. A couple of things I just wanted to bring to your attention. I think you've probably been seeing America's Best Small Town and voting for the town. We were on the leaderboard this weekend, so they'll pick one from each state, and then after that they'll pick one for the whole country.
I saw
You can vote every day, and you can get one for each email address that you have.
I was going to say each email, not just from Mrs. Long.
So
Emails.
please vote every day, because we're making progress, so that will be really, really fun. It's Parade Magazine out of, it's usually in the Sunday paper, so you'll be featured in there, so it'll be really cool. So please vote. Also, last week we received the 2 trams from Ocean City. They're across the street from Men and Gardeners in the overflow lot right now until we figure out a permanent home for them.
Great.
Awesome. Yes, we're really excited
They
about
probably
that.
won't fit in the water tower like we had talked about with that.
I think they probably will, but
Okay.
it's just that we can't put them out there. It'll probably be March-ish.
Okay.
If they put them out there.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was invited to the watch party for Teresa Black for Bone Up a Suite. That's Thursday at 5:30 at the hotel. She is very excited, and her family is going to be there, so if anybody can attend, if you can let me know later so I can RSVP for you. It should only be maybe an hour or so. And I think that's everything I have.
Michelle, what was the road construction? What was going on Fenwick yesterday?
So we're doing a water line.
Okay.
We have to replace the water line for the dry cleaners, and Arts Council,
Okay.
North End Gallery, and Boone's Bagels and Smash. Those were all connected back and really bad lines and really, really old lines. So we're putting new connections in. Smash and Foods Bagels already have theirs in, but we're filling the main. I mean, they had to go out and shoot Fenwick Street and attach to the main out there. So
Okay.
we did that on Sunday, so it would be less intrusive. And now they're cutting up the concrete in the alley by Bank of America. And then they'll run that to the back, the water line to the back, and then connect. Social, the old social is connected in the front, it's just the other four businesses.
We'll be able to go through that alleyway, but we're adding parking spaces
Right.
on each side.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, I know, Dan.
So
I'm very familiar with our new parking.
what we're gonna do is add a handicap space there and just keep the curb low
That's
and
a
maybe
good
put
idea.
bollards in for the alley.
Yeah.
Katie, who has the building now, she doesn't want to have, she wants it to be pedestrian like the other alley on the other side. So she gave us an easement to run the water line, and we'll be putting back concrete, and she'll have tables in there, I think. And so
Oh, nice.
we won't be able to drive all the way through there.
And it will be noticeable that it is no longer a driveway.
Exactly. Safe.
Hmm.
Safely.
You don't want additional
Tickets.
parking spaces in town? Is that what you're saying?
Have you not heard the story that I got a parking ticket for parking in our new parking space?
By the state police,
By
you've
the
never
state
issued a ticket in town. So they undid.
I know. Where is my
But
friend?
they have, it was a legitimate space, so they had to disregard the ticket, so.
Yep.
Anything else?
Thank you, Lisha.
That it?
Yes.
Okay. Move on to my report. LBA, Christie, you're back in town? Was it your birthday you're out of town for?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we want to thank all of you for your participation with the gingerbread men. That was a huge success for the first year. There was over 100, and voting had 3,000 unique email address votes.
Wow.
So yeah, so for year one, I mean, we
I
can't.
know.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if you saw the winners in the paper. There was, that was just so hard. I mean, there were so many great ones. So thank you all for letting us do that and participating. And then now the LBA is just working with the town for all the 2026 events. The kickoff is the Love in Leonardtown Wedding Expo, which is going to be Sunday, February the 8th from 12 to 3. There's going to be 3 host locations, the Fenwick Inn, the Vault, and the Inn at Leonardtown. So that'll be the first big one of the year, and we're just appreciative to you guys for supporting us, and we're looking forward to working with you guys this year.
Thank you. All right, a couple of things I just wanted to mention. I'm sure everyone has heard that Congressman Hoyer's retiring, and just want to thank him for everything he's done for St. Mary's County, Leonardtown, especially expanding Pax River Naval Air Station. That is our economy down here, and I want to thank him for everything he's done. Not just that, especially for that. So thank you. He's done a great job. The other couple things I wanted to mention, Leonardtown Volunteer Fire Department had their installation a couple weeks ago, and I know all of you were there. I was out of town doing Christmas with our grandkids, so I couldn't attend, but I want to thank them for everything. Roger, while you're here, I do have a personal donation I want to give to you if you would take over there. And also I have a donation for Chris Bell.
Oh, very
I'm sure
nice.
you all have heard about Chris Bell losing his home back on Fairgrounds, so wish them luck. But Roger, if you could take these, I stopped by there a couple of times when nobody was there, but I know you'll be going by there, so
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you. And then this weekend is the Leonardtown Volunteer Rescue Squad installation. I'm hoping to attend, but I might be out of town for this one too, but I'll let you all know. But thank them for everything they do. So. Okay, that's all I've got. We'll move on to council reports, events. Heather.
Thank you, Mayor. I actually read a few notes, and it'll sound like I'm copying you, but I promise I read them individually. But again, the gingerbreads, love them. Such a good fundraiser for the LBA. I'm really proud of how many people supported and to see all of that. So it was so cold to get out and walk and see them all. But yeah, it was job well done for everybody who participated. Attended the installation as well of last weekend. Very good event, and then also to encourage people to support Chris Bell as well. So very sad that he lost so much. I'm very thankful that nobody was hurt. Congressman Hoyer has been a friend of mine for a very long time. So just a big congrats to him on his retirement and all he's done for us here in Southern Maryland. I will be on Wednesday going up to Annapolis for the legislative kickoff for MML since I'm on that committee. So I don't know if anybody else is planning to go up on Wednesday.
I've got a couple other meetings Wednesday.
You don't want to go? So I'll be riding by myself up to Annapolis for the legislative kickoff and the MML meeting for that. And then lastly, we have the Multi-Year Weekend coming up. That's February 20th through the 22nd. So hopefully folks can attend. That's a fun weekend. I always look forward to it every year. And that is all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And Nick, Community Development and Planning.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Plenty of permits came in last month, so that's great to see. I do check the Maryland State Highway Administration, their project portal. Thankfully, Route 245 sidewalk project is still scheduled to start August, September of this year, so hopefully they don't push that back. So fingers crossed that that sidewalk project will finally happen. So looking forward to that. And then Roger, thank you again for hosting us every year, allowing us to be able to come. It's always a great time, and congrats to all.
I appreciate y'all coming. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for him, good for us.
Yeah, always happy to attend, so that's always a great event. That's everything from me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Utilities, Christie.
Thank you, Mayor. It wasn't our sewer main break, but I just wanted to reiterate from the sewer main break that happened down at D&G. If you notice something, smell something, if something looks out of the ordinary, call, because the faster our staff or Metcom staff can get to a leak, the better for the environment and everybody involved. So the faster things can be notified. And thank everybody for all the work on that. I know it was not a fun undertaking. And then, as everyone else, I did join everyone at the Leonardtown Volunteer Fire Department installation. Again, great event, had a great time. And then unfortunately I can't make the rescue squad, but I do want to thank all the outgoing officers and congratulate the new ones coming in, so.
Okay. Thank you. Jay, Southern Maryland Municipal Association.
All right, Mayor, thank you. I'm going to echo some comments here probably, so I apologize. As far as SMMA, there's no update. There's no update on the meeting. I did attend the Leonardtown Volunteer Fire Department banquet, so I just want to thank everyone for Roger and your entire crew there for having us. And congratulations to all the newly elected officials. Thank you to the entire membership for their ongoing commitment, dedication, and also to the auxiliary. So we appreciate it. Heather, as what you said, the open general legislative session is this Wednesday, January 14th, at the Governor Calvert House. If I'm correct, I think that's where it is every year, so I don't think anything's changed there. And I do plan on attending the Leonardtown Volunteer Rescue Squad installation, which is this Saturday. So, Mayor, that's all I have for my report.
And is there somebody you know that's getting recognized?
My father, 50 years.
Nice. We get to celebrate your dad.
50 years with the county, so 10 years with the fire department and 40 years with the rescue squad.
Wow.
You know, long time. Lots of dedication there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very nice. Okay, and Mary, Business Development and Retention.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I will also not be making the Rescue Squad banquet this weekend. Unfortunately, I have a 50th wedding anniversary we already RSVP'd for. But please, my daughter will be there as the newest, one of the new cadets, I guess. Is that what they call them for the Rescue Squad? So, you know, you guys can give her all a hard time for me. I would appreciate it. She will be mortified, and that will be fabulous for a 17-year-old. I will love that. I do have a couple updates. We have a new business going into Leonardtown on Fenwick Street. And so many of you have seen their building is starting to go out, so it's nice to not have empty storefronts, so that makes me very happy. And then I have a lot of updates when it
Can
comes
you give us
to,
an
Yeah, which
update
one
on
is
that?
that?
Or who it is, what?
I cannot.
Oh, okay.
I cannot, sorry.
Oh.
Sworn to me in the
Where-
secrecy of my office. I
Where
cannot.
on Fenwick Street?
Where the board and brush was.
Okay.
I can tell you, it's a tattoo shop, that they came, picked up their building permit last week, so it's out.
Like
That's how
I,
I found out.
I tell everybody, whatever happens in my office stays in my office,
Yeah.
so I
They
am,
didn't pick
I
up their
am
building permit.
bound in secrecy on those. But yes, so it's nice to have, not empty storefronts.
But, yeah,
5, I
So you're
think.
gonna be all
5.
doing well, that's great.
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so I tell everybody, you know, Congress passes the tax laws and the IRS has to figure out how to interpret them. And I tell people that every time. And we have to remember that the government was shut down for 6 weeks. So this is going to be a fabulous tax season. A lot of the forms aren't done. The IRS does not know how to handle a lot of the new tax laws that have come out. So the forms are not done, which means I don't know that we're going to be filing tax returns on time. One of the things that we're seeing right now that's big is the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. There are no boxes on W-2s for overtime. So how do we report what somebody's overtime is? You know, we're going to be winging it a little bit this year. Also want to let everybody know that Maryland has decided to decouple from the federal regulation, and Maryland will be taxing overtime and tips. So that's going to be a fun adventure. I am warning everybody to be careful when you're using online tax software, because I'm not sure how they're going to handle it. I don't know how quickly they're going to be able to get information out to you. We saw this a couple years ago during COVID when they were changing tax laws as we were doing tax returns, and we were not, the online software was not able to keep up with it. We were at least able to address it and say, hey, the law's changed, and therefore we can go back and address a change of tax return, but I don't know that online software is going to be able to do it. So just be careful. Lots of retirement plan changes, so anybody that has 401ks, especially if you're higher earned income people, over $145,000, look at your 401k, there's gonna be some changes there, and you guys need to be ahead of it and address those. Same thing, don't forget the mega contributions for those people that are 60 to 63, that they can do additional contributions into their IRAs. It's something, if you start it now, it'll be good for you for the whole year, so look at that. And then, the Trump savings accounts for children, that is live. And so you can do those on your tax return. When you do that, you can enroll your child. If your child is born in 2025, the Trump savings accounts will be active in June and will be funded $1,000 per child born in 2025 in July 5th of 2026. So for anybody that's knows of a child that was born in 2025, don't forget to make sure you sign up for that Trump savings account and get the free $3,000 put into the account. They're very interesting accounts. So it's something I would encourage everybody to have a conversation with, if that's you want to contribute to the Trump savings account or you want to contribute to the Maryland 529 for children or grandchildren. There's a lot of different goods and bads for each. There's also some payroll deduction options that are going to be kind of nice, kind of cool for the Trump savings accounts. But then again, they do have to pay taxes when they take the money out, where the 529 they don't. So there's lots of stuff going on. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. And that's all I have.
I have one thing. If you are first responder, tax credits are every year. If you know someone, just remind them they have to submit an application each year. They don't have to verify the homestead credit every year, but they do have to get their sign off from the state. So that goes until May, but we do still have them this year. So.
I'll put out the information.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Give them
just remind everybody to.
Yep.
maybe remind them on Saturday then too, or Sunday there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get that? Okay, and Sharon got the update on them.
Yes, so the auditor presented our full accrual statement, so I'm going to take it back to our modified accrual statement. So our fund balance in the general fund, we did see a loss of $3,800 in the general fund this year. our unassigned fund balance, which means we can spend it anyway, it has no restrictions on it, is about $2.2 million. And it's 63% of our current fund balance, so over half of our fund balance is in unrestricted, and we're able to spend it as you all wish. And then it's 69.61% of the FY26 expenses. So we're over that 50 threshold of what we target.
So we tried to be at 50, but we were actually 60.
It's 69.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yep,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm. We have a healthy reserve.
Okay.
Thank you for getting.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, yep, thank you. Anyone else have anything for the good of the cause? No one in the, with us today? Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Sorry, that's a big